And the stats really sum it up as well. Betis ending up with 56% possession. Forest had 16 shots, 6 on target. But in that first half, 30 touches in the opposition box. They only ended with 34. It kind of just shows the swing of that game in the second half, Michail.
Yeah, definitely. It shows the composure that they had in the first half, the football that they were playing, the attacking way that they were playing. I do feel like the substitutions didn't really help them massively in the second half. I feel that the control that they had and the way they were playing, the fluidity that they had kind of changed with the substitutions. But I honestly believe that before the game they would have taken a point from this. So they're going to be disappointed because of the way that they got the point. But I think that they were happy with the point in the long run. The
substitutions, as you said, didn't help them. But the substitutions made by Manuel Pellegrini really helped the La Liga side.
Yeah, they did. Then they stepped it up. And that's a lesson learned for Nottingham Forest, because when you come to this level, when there's a team that can make these changes and the stadium will go with you, they took their foot off the gas, Nottingham Forest. But you have to credit Betis because of the way that they stepped on and they was getting bodies forward. Anthony came into the game. You know, I still think, like I said, I still think Forest will be absolutely fine and they'll cruise through this group stage. But they'll need to learn from nights like this. Like, the game's never done in a place. You go to places like Betis, in that atmosphere, it's a cauldron. You've got to be at it from the first minute to the last minute. So lessons learned, a point in the bag, and an overall decent night for Forest.
And they did go a goal down in that first half. Cedric Bakambu opened the scoring for Real Betis. So it wasn't the perfect start for them. This was an emphatic finish, Michail.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, first thing we said about before the game is the ball in behind. That's exactly what he did. I saw quite a few runs that he was making in behind them. Then obviously Anthony Coley spoke about the run there to drag the players in. But it's a touch, second touch, how quickly and get the third touch. It's how quick he's done it and hit the ball, putting back of the net. It's the quality that he had to show to get that goal.
And that was a real sucker punch early in that first half. But Joe, the way that Forest responded to that setback, what can you say about it?
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, just see this run here from Ortiz, he takes him away. And that's so smart that he's backed into the space. You know, that just shows good strikers with good movement, Linz, that you don't have to be running full pelt. Sometimes you're just ghosting into areas. You know, he took it really well, the lad. Great response from Forest. Jesus there, making a run outside. He picks it up. He doesn't rest on his laurels. He glides in. As the ball comes to Gibbs White there to tap in the end, but he put himself in the right position, like all good strikers there. Anderson there, don't negate what he done there. That was a wonderful tackle. It's a lovely ball in from Gibbs White. That's what when you've got quality like that, you're going to open teams up, and they got so much quality, Forest, particularly in that midfielder area with Gibbs White and Anderson. And Sangora as well did very, very well tonight.
The first player to score a European goal for Forest since Steve Stone in '96, and he soon had a second.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it's the way he's pulled out. Like I said at the half time, he's ran forward, did a nice little stop to sell the defender, and then just a nice little cushion head into the bottom corner.
Yeah, I mean, from Betis' perspective, like, I see that area there on the 8-yard, 6-yard box. If you're getting beat there, it's a first contact straight in. That should be an absolute non-negotiable for you from their defending set pieces. That's why late on in the game, even as bad as Forest was, when they got the long throw in, they were still in it because they couldn't defend set pieces. So it was a decent finish. How
good a signing does Igor Jesus look? Because he got 2 against Swansea. He looked a real threat tonight. He
definitely looked like a real threat. Like, he even had a couple other opportunities, like half opportunities that he took quite well as well. So his movement, his hold-up play, seems big, seems strong. I feel like he's definitely a quality sign, and Chris Wood's definitely got a
Would you be worried if you're Chris Wood right now?
I definitely would. Obviously, he's 2 goals against Swansea, 2 goals today against a very good Betis team. Like, he shows that he's got the quality to play. So I honestly feel he might have got taken off at 63 minutes, possibly to play on the weekend, obviously, to rest him. So
because before the game, you thought he started tonight because Chris Wood would play against Sunderland. Are you now thinking he might start?
I'm now thinking he might get the start because, end of the day, performances get you starts, and he's been performing.
Yeah. And you think he earned it tonight?
Well, he definitely earned it. If you score 2 goals, Michail will tell you, and the manager ain't put you on a team sheet, you're knocking on his door Monday morning, 100%. Wood, you have to respect what the man's done in the last 2 years, and he is the number 9, and he deserves. I would probably go with Wood at the weekend, but then tonight you've put a rocket up him anyway, and we've all been in that situation where we've been at a club, and there's someone, and you got that competition. It can go one or two ways. You can go, you can fear it, or you can thrive off it, and you can push each other, and you end up, and they're going to need that tonight. So, this season. Both, if they get 2 strikers at it,
you need that competition.
They'll be all right.
Yeah, absolutely. But they're going to rue Forest, do you think, tonight, those chances that they had at 2-1? Because Ange Postecoglou had his head in his hands after this post hit. Yeah, that's a howler, that one from Callum. But, listen, let's look at the positives here. There's bodies in the box, there's chances being created. Good players here on the ball, getting in there, putting this one here, just doesn't quite get underneath it, But like you said, they're creating chances at one of their toughest opponents they will play in this. He needs to get his touch right there in this competition, So they've carved them open at times, and I just think what's happened with that team tonight, Michail, is the fact that they haven't won a game this year. They know they've played well. They know they should win the game. And when you should have already won the game, it's almost you're trying to hold on to it. It becomes more precious than the nerves. Then they drop off. Then they were second guessing whether to press, whether not to press. They got in that sort of middle position, and that's just something as a team and as a group they've got to learn to do better, particularly on nights like this. But they was good at times. Ange Postecoglou has to work on as well, because they've had leads in the last 3 games now, which they've given up, Michail.
I honestly put it down to nerves. Like, I've been in that situation where you haven't won a game, and then you've got the lead, and you're like, oh, we need to hold on this, and you're like, I'm not going to keep playing what we're playing, we're just going to get everyone behind the ball. But doing that in football just plows pressure on yourself, and you're very likely to concede in that situation. So you kind of need to get the senior players around you and try and control it, and obviously it's not easy, it's difficult to keep doing what you're doing, but try and keep playing the way you play.
And do you feel that equaliser was well deserved from Betis? It felt like it was coming for a while, didn't it?
It's a good move from Betis. They got in on the outside. Look, bodies forward. They're going for it here at home. Of course, you've got to stay with your runners, Here and die at the far post, just switches off. Listen, it's a lovely ball back. It's a wonderful finish by Anthony. But when you're a winger, I've been in that position, and you're hanging on. Don't just go in there and be a statue. You've run all the way back. Run with your man right to the end. It's like when you do things like that as a winger, it's like doing an 100-metre race and finishing after 80 because you're ahead. You don't get nothing for that. Do the job. He just let him run off him. And unfortunately, it's another lesson that needs to be learnt. Yeah,
Anthony making his mark. His first goal in his second spell since signing permanently. But we can get the thoughts now of Ange Postecoglou after that draw. Still waiting for that first win in charge of Forest. He's with Matt Smith.
Ange, how do you make sense of a game that kind of seesawed for and against you?
Yeah, look, I think firstly super proud of the players' efforts. I thought it's a difficult place to come, difficult conditions. People don't realise just the humidity out there, how energy sapping it is, even the pitch. And I thought our football was outstanding at times in the first half. We just, the only sort of thing I could fault was we didn't put the game to bed. We should have really finished them off in the first half. Our second half, we sat off a little bit and had to defend. But again, I never really felt threatened by it. I don't think Matty Sells had too many saves to make. And we had our moments where just a little bit of calm, composure. We could have got our third goal. But that's the nature of football, when it's a one-goal sort of difference, that can always hurt you. And unfortunately, that's what happened to us.
Yeah. From the outside, it felt a bit of a game of two halves, and maybe the change at half-time didn't help in the way you wanted. Was it something you had to do, or was it a tactical move to bring Douglas off?
Yeah, no, Douglas wasn't. He's feeling his hamstring a bit, so we have to take him off. But again, I guess that's what it looks like from the outside. But I really felt like we were still in control in the second half. I don't think we really got opened up at any stage. Like I said, we just needed to be a bit more composed when we had the ball, because we had some really good opportunities that ended up fizzling into nothing, which if we had taken advantage of, I think would have got the ultimate reward.
And you're learning about your players, but you're also picking up injuries in areas you don't want. You just mentioned about Douglas. I think Milenkovic came off at the end. I don't know if that was anything serious, but you're obviously running a bit short of centre halves.
Yeah, no, I think it was just cramp with Big Nicola. I thought both centre halves did well, back four did well. Yeah, no, hopefully we haven't got any injuries out of tonight, but they're going to be tired for sure because it's, like I said, unless you're here, you don't realise how energy-sapping the conditions are.
And actually, there was a period, wasn't there, as you rightly point out in the first half, where it really felt like what you want to see and what they were delivering was all of a piece. It looked like you were taking Betis to the cleaners a little bit.
Yeah, I thought we were outstanding. There won't be many teams that come here and dominate like we did in that period, and we just needed a third goal, and it's hitting the post. It's coming off people's shins and going across goals that normally those kind of things go away. Look, I'm just disappointed the players and the supporters don't get the rewards for our efforts. I just got to make sure they keep their heads up because there's plenty to be positive about, and the wins will come. If we keep playing our football like that.
It's a point gained, isn't it? Which in this competition, at a place like this, many teams would take that.
Absolutely. In terms of the campaign, yeah, it's a positive result for sure. Any points you pick up away from home are certainly going to be helpful towards progressing to the next round.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Well, a blow that Douglas Luiz was taken off with a hamstring injury, saying there it looks like just cramp for Milenkovic, which is a bit of a positive. But Ange saying there he really needs to keep the players' heads up because they were outstanding at times. Will that be a tough job to pick them up after that, do you think?
No, I don't think so. I feel like they're going to be upset today, but I think by tomorrow they'll actually get the realisation that they did very well. And a point there is something that would have probably taken before the game. So I think by tomorrow they'll be up for it. Very first game away, probably one of their hardest competition in the situation that we're in now. So I honestly believe they'll be okay by tomorrow.
And do you feel that we saw even more signs of progress tonight?
Yeah, I think there's enough to be positive about. Like, it's a great result, first and foremost. He's got to lift the lads because when you lose the win, it can feel like a defeat at times. But you've got to get the lads and show them all the good things that they've done. I look at the quality on the team. Douglas Luiz, Gibbs White, Anderson, Hudson-Odoi. So much attacking quality. And I think Ange is right. Just lift them, stick with the positives, and it's a nice little bit of progress. And I still fancy him wins. I still do.
Was that a point gained or 2 dropped?
It's definitely a point gained, I think. Obviously, being in front for the majority of the game is disappointing to concede late. But as the manager just said, to come away in Europe and sort of almost dominate games is a really positive thing. And we've came on a lot in the last 10 days or so. So. Yeah, we are happy with the way we played. It's just trying to manage the game to win the 3 points.
It felt a bit like a game of 2 halves from the stands watching. You had such a grip of that second half, certainly of the first half, but that was lost somehow in the second half.
Yeah, the first 15 minutes of the second half, I feel like we lost the ball too many times in areas and things, and we managed to gain control a little bit, but. No, I just think we're a little bit sloppy in the second half, but look, we're a lot better. We're a lot better in the last 10 days, so yeah, it's coming. Yeah, and on a personal point of view, it looks like your game is growing each time. Certainly, I watch you bring in more and more to the party. Yeah, I hope so. I played a little bit higher up today, which is a little bit of a different role, which I quite enjoy, but more attacking. But I'm really happy at the minute and happy with the team.
You've got a bit of a firecracker in that Brazilian at the top of the pitch in Igor, haven't you? It looks like he's really busy and gets involved and creates danger.
Yeah, definitely. He's always in the right positions, which is obviously a big thing for a striker. He's came in and done well, and obviously he got 2 goals, so and 2 goals the other week. So yeah, no, he's doing really well, and we see it in training and stuff. So no, I'm happy for Igor.
And it's obviously early days for all of you with the new coach, isn't it? And just how you can all work best together. How much of his style of football you can deliver.
Yeah, definitely. We're working every day. We're all on board to where we want to get to, and we're really positive we'll get there, and it'll all click. And as I say, on another day we'll probably win our last 3 games. But yeah, as I say, it's going to come.
Point gained, as you rightly point out.
Thank you, mate. I think so. Thank you.
Well, he certainly brought a lot to the Forest party tonight, Elliot Anderson, with that performance. He said he played a bit higher up, but actually, Joel, he was everywhere.
Yeah, he was brilliant. He was outstanding, particularly the first half. I've been so impressed with this kid. I watched him play in the under-21s and I thought he was brilliant. I've been impressed every time. He gets better and better. He's now in the England squad playing as well. We just look at these clips here. He snaps into the tackle. This is for the goal. Some of the moves he was doing were unbelievable. Look, he gets the ball here. Look at his feet as it comes back to him. Look, drops the shoulder, wonderful feet, picks out the pass again. Coming inside here, This is the power of the lad. This is like Gerrard power. He drive him with the ball, Michail.
No, it's unbelievable. Obviously, driving the way he shrugs the guy off, throws him to the ground. Like, then he shows the pretty feet as well of it. Like, you're centre mid. Like, even here with the composure, driving, wait for the last minute to pass it, to try and set up Callum. But like, he was popping up everywhere. Anytime there was like a 50-50 or anything, he was there winning the ball. He was literally everywhere. And if they did man of the matches or player of the matches, in my eyes, I would have given it to him.
Yeah.
He's so strong. He works so hard as well. Do you think he's just going to keep flying and end up being a first pick for Thomas Tuchel in that midfield job?
I think he plays for England at the World Cup. Forest fans won't thank me for saying this, but I think he's not at this club a long time. I think he's that good.
You were saying Gerrard, but you also making comparisons with Gaza. I mean, this is big praise.
But I've watched him many times, but also like I see something in him. He's a winner. There was a moment at the Euros he was dropped for a game at the under-21s, and then he come on and he scored the penalty, and there was an anger in his face. You know, like he's a real belief. I can just tell there's a belief in him. The way he snaps into tackles, and I'm thinking to myself, as a player, I'd want Elliot Anderson in my team playing next to me. And I think Thomas Tuchel's seen that, and I think he's put himself in pole position. I really do. If he keeps playing like he does tonight, listen, there's a lot of ifs and buts. There's a long way to go.
Yeah.
But if he keeps going on the trajectory what he's going on, the sky's the limit for the kid.
Yeah, he certainly was a class act tonight, wasn't he? He also said at the end of the evening, as did Ange Postecoglou, you know, a point gained. Is that how you're going to walk away from this evening, thinking a good point?
I agree. Betis, obviously a quality team. You can see the ability of them for what they did last year in the finals. Going there, 28 degrees to play, to run around it's obviously climate was difficult, something that they're not used to. Obviously, they're going to be disappointed because they were in the league. Even though they went down one, they went back up one, and obviously conceding quite late on in the game. But it's definitely a point gained. Like, they had the quality, they had control of the first half, they have much control of the second. So you're going to take this and build on it. And that's what you do. As long as you build on this, they've got a point, build on it, anything can happen going in the future.